All right, so we're live. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new week. I think this is the last week of November. Yeah, so we should see the monthly candle close this week. Yeah, this is the last week of November. Yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome, guys, to our morning crypto market discussion. Yeah, hope
Good
my phone
morning,
is
guys. How's everybody doing?
all right. How you
Uh,
seeing the market? How you seeing the market actually? You know, last
well,
last time we discussed Friday, it was red. Today it's
mhm.
green. We're seeing green. BTC is like $6,000 up from Friday when we last looked at the market. What do you think? Are we going
well,
higher or are we going back to 80K?
it's actually I wouldn't even say for sure because to be honest, what we are seeing in the market is just something else. The market is not for so many persons. It's not the kind of market that we expected for October, November, or even coming into like first week of December. But we also expected to see some relief bounce, to be honest, because we've talked about it, get some bounce. But what I know
Yeah,
for sure is that if we don't maintain this level, that's this 80s level, and we break support, I think we are done. That's from my opinion. I think it's going to be disastrous for us. It's going to weaken a lot of morale. People are complaining, right? So if
yeah,
we get further dumps to like maybe the 70s range, some people are calling for 65K currently.
yeah,
If we get that dump to like maybe 75, 74, a whole lot of persons are just going to lose hope, right? A whole lot of odds is going to uh, break their support, go really, really low. So hopefully we don't see that because in our conversation here we're looking at we've talked about the dominance, the Bitcoin dominance, right?
yeah,
With the hope
yeah,
that okay, if the dominance keeps dropping us rally, it's going to be beautiful for us. But if we look at it from another angle, uh, we're going into December, right? And we know that December is characterized like a region of it is like the holiday season, right? It's characterized with
yeah,
like reduced trade, hanging out with family and friends, spending time with family and friends. Even if we have an alt rally now, for some
yeah.
weird reason we have an alt rally, it's not going to be a long alt rally. To be honest, it might not be like a very one of those crazy alt rallies that we
Very huge
see and it
short
will
rally.
last. Yes, it's not going to be a huge alt rally. In my books, if we see such rally, I might even think it's like maybe to grab liquidity, maybe orchestrated by maybe some persons to grab as much
Yeah.
liquidity from the market. It might be altcoin, sorry, it might be meme coins, it might be some crazy trend just to drag liquidity off the market. But but let's see what this last week provides for us.
Yeah, for those joining, for those just joining, GM everyone, you can let us know where you're joining from. And please feel free to share the link, invite anyone you want to invite to the live stream. And also, you can feel free to start dropping your questions and maybe some chats or tokens you want us to look at their charts. Yeah. So sharing my screen briefly, let's see what the market is actually doing today. So if we're looking at this is a platform that I use to like have like a detailed view of what's happening in the markets, like a brief glance of like performance of some tokens. So if you see, this is like on the daily, and you can see the bounce. You can see the bounce. But before we look at the daily, let's just look at monthly. This like a monthly diagram showing what has happened like in the markets. Now you can see most alts are down, like down really bad. But here's the crazy thing: in the last 1 month, we can see some reds, some green rather, and we can see Zcash. It's over 100% up in the last 1 month. You can see Dash. That's 5% up in the last 1 month. We can see XMR, Stark, Pi 17% up, Dell, ICP, I think and probably Trump Coin and Bitcoin Cash and Rain. These are like a few tokens, very, very few, less than, I think less than 3% of tokens displayed here that actually gained more value or are in profit within the last 30 days. But we can see lots of red, like some insane red that we can see here. I think the largest is Penju. Penju is about minus 50%. Then you're looking at SPX. XPX is also minus 49%. Then we have EME, we have GT, and a few others,
I
even
think
IP.
the largest is IP, which is like
IP
53.
53. Yeah, 53. So
Yeah.
this just allows you to easily see performance. Like it's easier for most persons that want to like just have a quick glance. It's easier to be able to see these things based on it's represented with bubbles. It's much easier. But this tells you how bloody it has been this month. This month has been brutal, like extremely brutal for altcoins. Like most altcoins are down bad. Now you can see we actually pitch in privacy coins. The privacy coins have like a better narrative, and you can also see looking at this bubbles here showing on the screen. You can actually see that privacy coins were able to either preserve their value or appreciate. So one of the reasons why Starknet actually appreciated was also because of all this privacy stuff flying around. Yeah, so if we narrow it down to weekly, you can see most of them are also still down looking at it weekly. Now, but if we look at the yearly chart, you can look at it yearly. Hype is still up in profit, over 300%. So whoever invested in Hype like last year, November, the person is still in profit. Whoever invested in Zcash last year, November, the person is still over 10x up. Whoever invested in Dash, the person is still up in profit. Same with XMR, BGB, OKB, MOF, Gold. I think this is Gold. I think so. And TRX, just very few. But the other coins are down bad from last year, November. Virtual, the person is still up 50%, but BNB is still up 31%. But most other projects, if you invested in them, including Ethereum, you'll be down about 18%. If you invested in Ethereum last year, November, Solana, you'll be down almost 50%. If you invested last year, November, BTC, I think you'll be at break even. I think so. Should be at break even for BTC. Jupiter, down almost 80%. Injective, Injective was doing so well last year. It'll be down about 80%. XMR and XLM rather, the same thing, near 70%. Okay, this is gold. PaxG is gold. Gold, you'll be up about 50%. Yeah, so when you look at this, you'll find out that the last 1 year, from last year November till date, it hasn't been, technically speaking, bullish if you look at from last year November till this month. Now, I'm very certain that if we were looking at this in the month of July, if we were looking at this whole data in the month of July, it would have been all green. Most persons would have been in some really good profits, most of those projects. But like we said on Friday, the candle we saw from BTC this month, November, cancelled 5-6 months profits. Like it cancelled all of the profits from the month of April. It cancelled everything. So it's usually good for traders or investors to look at things like this. Now, when you want to even start reinvesting into the markets, let's talk about the opportunity side now. Looking at this, and to an investor, this is like an opportunity because all of these assets, most of them are down over 80% or over 70% rather. So the person is seeing opportunity because the market has aggressively corrected. Now, when the person dives into like further chart analysis, which we'll do that towards the end, the person can now start deciding which of these projects to accumulate because it doesn't just end at looking at this data presentation for the last 1 year. It just doesn't end there. You have to still go down to look at market sentiment Are they sitting on their current support right now, or what exactly is going on? And we can see TIA is down 91%, LTC about 15%. Optimism is down 86%. Like some very solid projects are down like 70, 80%. Look at Arbitrum. Arbitrum is down 76%. Doge is down 66%. Dot 70. GRT 79. Ton 76. Aptos 82. Lido, very strong project, 55 or 53%. Even Uniswap is down 40%. SU is down about 60. AVAX almost 70. FETS 80. It just shows you like an aggregate of data that is actually really, really useful in determining if you should jump in or if you should gradually start scaling in or not. Because if you ask me, the odds of these coins we are seeing here crashing further to like 90-95% dump is actually quite slim. If you ask me though, it's really, really slim. So let's switch to crypto CoinGecko rather. Let's switch to CoinGecko to look at some top performing coins today. Just briefly, let me share my screen. Someone is asking, is the name of the site Crypto Bubble? Yes, the name of the site I was just looking at is actually Crypto Bubble. It just shows you a graphical representation of most of those projects, and it makes it easier for you to ingest the data. That's just one of the advantages. It just makes it easier. As you're glancing based on the bubble, you're seeing what is happening. Then you can toggle from daily to weekly to monthly to yearly and probably hourly, and also to sort them by market cap or filter by market cap. So it's kind of like just makes things easier. Now, so if we go to crypto CoinGecko rather, because we are actually seeing a bounce this morning. If we go to CoinGecko, now on CoinGecko, you can see the price of BTC. BTC is now at 86K. It got up to about 88K. I think late last night, stroke early hours of this morning. It got to $8,000, which there is a resistance there. We'll look at the chart briefly. After this, we'll look at the chart. There's a resistance there because I took a trade there. So there's a resistance, but I feel like that resistance might break if we have like a good momentum. I'll explain that when we get to the chart. Now, if we look at the top gainers, this was a huge opportunity. Trado, that's the next thing we'll talk about. Trado was a huge opportunity yesterday afternoon or evening. Trado dumped to 0.9. Like, I don't know why. 90 cents Trado. It dumped to like 0.98. Yeah, I saw it yesterday. I could not understand why it crashed that much, but it actually did dump crazy. You can see it here. This is 7 days range. So you can see the lowest it dumped to. Yesterday, I saw it at 0.9 something. And that's Trado. And before I could say, let me buy, I forgot and I did not. This morning I saw it was 1.8 and now it's at 2.2. So that is why I always say it's good to map out or mark certain solid projects that you're actually waiting for them to dump to a certain price. And once they get to that price, you aggressively accumulate, probably for swing or for like a quick flip or for maybe DCA long term, anyone. These are things that you can do. Another one is Dimension. Dimension dumped, it was 100 and something percent up on Friday last week. The last day we did this live stream for last week. Yeah, over the weekend it crashed. Like it crashed to like 9 cents. That's when it crashed.
But we didn't really understand why Dimension was pumping anyway.
Yeah. I still don't know why it was pumping, but I saw it at that 0.9. So that was like a good opportunity for anyone to accumulate. I didn't accumulate. The only one that I was interested in that I know I did accumulate was Orderly. It was actually Orderly because for me, I feel Orderly has dumped so much. And before BTC crashed from 88 to 80. Orderly was trying to break out. I think last week, Tuesday or Wednesday, I think so. But it was trying to break out around this price. That BTC dump to 80K forced it back to about 10 cents. So I was able to accumulate some orderly for some swing. And also because I know orderly is very, very undervalued. It's a solid project, like really, really, really solid project. Now, there are some that I'm expecting to move that haven't yet. I'm still on my radar, like NMR, especially now that we want to soon start seeing AI hype. I'm expecting this NMR to actually move, but they haven't really moved yet. They haven't. I was able to sell off my bag last week. It was Thursday, Friday at 14 point something dollar after it pumped about 15 points. So I've gotten back in again at around 10.6, 10.7. So I feel this is good because there's a whole lot of sentiment around AI, and I feel we should see AI narrative start taking off sooner or later. I really, really feel so. Next, let me see if I can pull up Ori. Let's see Ori. So now, particularly, I'm paying so much attention to Ori and what Ori is doing, because so far they've just been launching agents. Yesterday, we started seeing it rally. I still have a few that I bought for swing, still holding it, but we started seeing it move from around 1.1 from like Saturday, and it did almost 20 something percent. So I'm yet to understand if it's because of the multiple agents that they have actually been launching, or these agents are positioned to like bring revenue to like the Ori ecosystem, basically. And I think so far they have launched about 5 now. There's one they launched yesterday that I was looking at, trying to remember the name. It's on Telegram, and the aim is to summarize news or whatever, something like that. It's on TG, the most recent one they launched yesterday that I was looking at. Well, I'm still paying attention to all of this. If they can be successful with their agents, then it's going to bring in like so much revenue to the ecosystem. And most of this revenue will go to buying back of Ori and adding it to their treasury for the DAO to manage and all of those things. So automatically, it brings value and it will bring about the pump. Please, for those joining, for those that just joined, because I can see more persons have joined, you can drop your questions. Afterwards, we'll be looking at the chat. The way time runs, it's almost 20 minutes. We'll be looking at the chat. Please drop questions. Feel free to share the link and invite anyone you want to. We'll answer these questions we have here in the comments. We'll answer them very, very soon. So I'm actually still very bullish on Ori, like very, very, very bullish. Especially, I don't know if you have like any reservations on that. Afterwards, I'm looking at the chat.
For me, I've not actually looked at Ori this past week, but you know, we're always bullish on Ori. We've been always bullish on Ori. Ori has always been building. We understand the sentiment in the market as to the launch of LFG token. Though the LFG app itself is working and generating revenue, but what people are interested is not in your revenue generation. At least it's for their token appreciation, right? So we've not seen that yet. Even though we are still seeing good sentiment in terms of AI, because whether we like it or not, in the general sense, in the general technology sense, we are in an AI trend, right? But we've not really seen that reflect in the price of Ori. And that is what Ori basically is just struggling to make sure that any new push or any new trend in the AI sector, Ori price will be affected, right? They made a mistake the last time where they designed whatever they designed, the tokenomics they designed with Max, and all that value that happened late last year never occurred to Ori holders, but rather he created a new community, which was the Max community, and it was a very strong community, right? So they knew that maybe we really messed up. They tried to remedy that with the whole Agent of Land 2.0, but that didn't last. So now Yeah, so now they changed everything, merged all the tokens, but that particular model is actually yet to go live because LFG is not live. So once LFG is live and there's more publication about what they are doing with the revenue, I feel
Yeah.
yeah, all right, should actually go up.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally do agree. So let's look at the charts. Let's look at charts briefly before we round up. So looking at this is the Ethereum charts. This isn't the chart I'm intending to look at though. The major chart I'm intending to look at is an BTC chart. But this Ethereum chart we're seeing is actually still very, very bearish. Yes, it came down and it has closed this daily fair value gap here. Yeah, but there's still nothing stopping it from proceeding down to take out all of this liquidity here to most likely get into like 2.5. There's almost nothing stopping it from getting towards 2.5, 2.3. There's literally nothing stopping that. And if BTC dumps, it will even be faster and easier for Ethereum to like crash. So I didn't take any trades on Ethereum. Let me open that of BTC. I said I did take a shot on BTC. Yeah, so this was last week. This is last week where BTC dropped to 80K. Now, if we zoom out, I took a trade, by the way. I took a long on that BTC from that 81K or thereabout. Yeah, so this was it where BTC bounced to this liquidity zone here. Failure to hold, it's going to go all the way down to 75K. And if we lose this 75K, then we're done for. But I don't see us losing that though, sincerely. I don't see us losing that. I'm expecting a bounce around this zone. Even if it comes further to like 76, 77, 75, I'll still long again. So because that is where I'm literally expecting a bounce from. I'm not expecting BTC to go below this 74K and start going down. No, I'm not expecting that. Personally, that's my bias. If we get to that level, then we are officially in a bear market. If we lose that level and start going down to 66, 65, 70, then we're officially in like a bear market. But I sincerely don't see that happening. So going further to like 4 hours chart to show the shots that I took this morning and why. So I also said it yesterday in the clubhouse. For those that listened yesterday, if you joined the clubhouse, you're supposed to take this trade because I literally shared this trade in the clubhouse yesterday. And I said it when we were in the clubhouse, BTC was still somewhere around here yesterday. It was still somewhere around 86K or thereabouts. As at yesterday, Sunday, it was around 86K. So I said it that I was expecting it to get to like an 88K where there is a resistance. That's where we have like a resistance. Now, all of these longs were just continuation. These were taken on 1 hour charts. I'll still go down to 1 hour charts. Asides this one, that was the long I took when we crashed to 80 something, 82, 81K. Asides this one, which I think I closed this one when it was trying to correct again. So I closed it almost that same day, that same Friday. Then other ones were just continuation trade. So this short is the most recent trade. I shared it on Clubhouse yesterday, expecting BTC to get to that 88K. So immediately it got close to that zone and I could see like some rejections. I just entered the short trade. So going further to 1 hour, to the 1 hour chart. Now you can see how far my SL is. My SL is not just on top of this support, sorry, on top of this resistance. My SL is not just on top of the resistance. It's actually on top of this candle because of this candle has like a fair value gap. And also if you look at that 4 hours chart, if you look at this 4 hours chart, you see my SL is on top of that 4 hours candle. So most of these things are not just random guesswork. It's not random guesswork. There's actually a logic and an idea behind it. So this is just to show you a bit of depth to why that stop loss is there. It's not just based on random stuff. Now, another thing, just for some persons that might want to also like have an extra bias on the trade to be like, oh, why would this thing work and all of those things. There's still some other things you can check. You can still check like a trend line. You can see that it had broken this. I didn't enter from here. It had broken this trend line. Just to zoom in a little. You can notice clearly that, yes, there's a resistance here, obviously. But it didn't just get there and I got in. It had broken the trend line and it was crashing down. I still didn't panic and get in here. I waited for a retest and I got in at this retest, this other block here where you have to retest. That was where I got in. And I'm letting it do a free fall. And my target is where this leg started. That's where my target is at, where this whole leg started. Now, what you should understand is, yes, the analysis is right. Everything is on point. Yes, my stop loss is very, very okay. It's not an aggressive stop loss like somewhere here. It's really, really a conservative stop loss. Like, it's very okay. Trade management still comes in. You get trade management still comes like this. This trade has hit TP1. Maybe it's TP1. This is TP1 actually. It has actually hit TP1. So it's not a question of it getting to TP2 or TP3 and obviously full take profits. That's where trade management comes in. That's where you now start adjusting your SL. Some persons, what they can just do is, as it has gotten here, they can just adjust their stop loss and put it here at their entry point. So in case it chooses to reverse, they'll just exit the trade with nothing. Some persons, they can adjust it and put it somewhere here. Maybe go to a lower time frame to pick somewhere better that they can adjust it to. Some persons, they can actually do that. But that is depending on you, because wherever you're putting it at, you want to make sure that in case the chart tries to go back before it continues down, it doesn't dig you out. So where you put it at is not also random, where you're adjusting your stop loss to it. Equally, not random. Those things are very, very targeted and calculated. It's not just on random that you do it. But there are people that they don't manage their trades. So once they get in this trade like this, it's not a profit, they'll leave it. It might get here, they'll leave it. It reverses back and takes them out. Now, that is poor trading, like really, really poor. You have to learn to manage your trades because anything can happen. As it's crashing like this, like a seller can come and say they are just buying a certain amount or they want to buy. Or a country can just come and announce, Dubai or Saudi can just make an announcement that, oh, they want to invest a certain amount into BTC. And the market will react. Even if, yes, this analysis was very correct, the market will react. You just see a straight green candle all the way. It's very possible that can happen. So that's why it's also necessary and very important to manage your trades. Trump can still just come and say something on the news. America has decided to allocate part of their budgeting or whatever to buy BTC. Before you know, you see a pump. So you want to try to like be able to like manage your positions. Like it's really, really, really important. You don't just get into a trade and just let it be. You have to try to manage your positions. Now, why I'm not really looking at most altcoins is because, like I said yesterday on Clubhouse, if BTC starts dumping after getting to that 88K, altcoins will dump even more. Like altcoins will dump more. I said it yesterday on the Clubhouse. If BTC, for those that are not part of the community, there's a link where we like post like link to Clubhouse and all the TG group. We do share all of those things there. So you can join. It's usually in the comments. You can actually join. If BTC, I said it yesterday, if it gets to this 88K, which was where I speculated it getting to because we have a resistance there, and it's unable to go above it and it starts dumping, alts will dump even further because most alts are weak now. So that was why I was not even paying attention to either short alts because you can't really see it can get there and shoot past there. You get and also react positively by making or printing a huge green candle. It's possible. So it was just best trading BTC, at least for me. So that's all about the chart now. This is the current trade at play. This is what we're expecting. That's like the expectation for now. So I won't advise anybody getting into this trade again, by the way. It has already moved from the entry point, like that's really moved from there. So I don't advise anyone trying to jump into the trade at this point. So let's take questions. Let's take questions. Let's take some questions before we call it a day. We spent over 30 minutes already. All right, so questions. Please, what's your take? Please, what's your take on XAI? Which one is XAI?
I don't even know that token.
I think I've seen it before. Which one is XAI? Let me just quickly search to see the name. Okay, I've not interacted with it before. Never. I've never interacted with it before, but maybe I'll look it up. The next question, please share some AI projects for Sasomi's community members. Yeah, we'll drop that in the Telegram community. Okay, I've answered the name of the site, Crypto Bubble. Yes, that's the name of the site. And some other questions. What qualities should a person check on a project to know if it's a solid project? The entry point is very important. The chart. That's why most times I find it difficult going in hard on new projects, because most new projects, you can't really compare it with anything. The chart gives you no information, you understand? And most times when these new projects launch, which most of them love to launch in a bullish market, when they launch, from there, it's a constant dump. It's Hyperliquid is one of the few projects that launched, did an insane airdrop, and the chart has been upward ever since. Like Hyperliquid is one of the very few. Most other projects, if they launch, you tend to see like a huge dump, consolidation, then before you now start seeing it bouncing back based on how solid the tech is, and also based on community investors and a few other things, and also most importantly, token distribution and how much revenue and value that they are providing. So these are like things you need to look at. The FDV, the time the project launch, and the charts. Does the chart have so much data? Their distribution, you get those are some things, and also the community. How active is the community, and also the product. Are they generating revenue? Do they have like some use case and all of those things? And continuity too, very important. Any news on LTC rally? Are you still bullish? Yes, I'm still 100% bullish on LTC. Very, very bullish on LTC. With the Solana Breakpoint events coming up next month, is it likely for it to be a catalyst for some quick bumps? Yeah, that's true. There's something we didn't check on the chart. So briefly back to the charts. Based on this question you asked. Let's just look at this briefly. So we're expecting this month candle to close. This week. Now, if you see, this is the November candle. See, November candle cancelled about 4 months profits. Like it's very, very obvious. See where the candle started. BTC was at this candle. This month opened at BTC at 109,400 and went a bit up to about 111. And this same month, BTC lost over $30,000. So we need this month to close. This month has given us that insane correction we needed, which is good. It's not bad. BTC momentum is still upward. Bitcoin is still obviously bullish. It's still very, very bullish. Where the issue comes is when it goes below 74K. That's where the issue starts. So we're expecting that should this candle close, anywhere it closes, whether it comes back and closes at 80K or 70-something K, however, we're expecting the next month, December candle, to not be worse than this candle. So December candle will either be a green or it will be a consolidation candle. Anyone, either a green or a consolidation candle. So we have to wait for this month's candle to close before we can now be able to decide if that breakpoint event is going to be like a bullish catalyst for the ecosystem or not. It might still just be bullish for the Solana token, maybe, but I doubt. In the midst of the current weak BTC price action, is Sora Oracle still a good? Yeah, Sora Oracle is still holding 2.4M when I checked this yesterday night, I think. Still holding 2.4M. It's good for swing. Like it's really, really good for swing. It's been holding its support and swinging since BTC was even at 109, 110K. So imagine someone that had their money on Sora. If a person did not even really lose the way other persons lost with other altcoins. AR too. If you notice, AR was 3.7 yesterday during Clubhouse. And when I was saying that it's actually a good buy, and I think I said it on Twitter Spaces too on Friday, I guess so. It had bounced to about $4, but it's still holding that position well. So these are like some solid coins you can look into. Please, what's Sasomi's take on Chromia and its ecosystem? Business side is still missing. Crazy thing is Chromia is actually profitable. They're actually making money from people paying for their containers. Like Chromia is actually profitable because there are dApps that are building on Chromia that they don't need to have a token. They're actually working. Their product is working. If you notice, if you're connecting to a project on the Chromia blockchain, anybody can go and check this. You don't need to select if it's Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum. You're not selecting network. All you're doing is you're just clicking via your MetaMask or Trust Wallet, and you're just connecting and you're carrying out transactions. You don't need to go and start switching from Binance Smart Chain to Ethereum and all of those things. You don't need to. You really don't need to. So they have dApps that are running there, and they're actually paying container fees. So they're actually making money. It seems retailers should position and focus on long-term altcoins. Rally seems out of the current market. Well, most altcoins are down 70%. So they're actually at a good investment position right now. This is the last question we'll take before we call it a day. What about Volks? It's listed this month with 75. Yeah, I noticed it has really done well. But one thing about me is I hate to FOMO. I don't like to FOMO into a particular project because one way to lose your edge is when you FOMO. By the time you FOMO, if it starts retracing, you'll panic and maybe you sell at a loss or you end up being a bag holder. So I don't like to FOMO. If I'm unable to catch that project early on and I've not done my research, most times I just see the run and I just let it continue. That's like a similar thing that happened with Zcash. That was why even when we started talking about Zcash at $100 and something on Clubhouse and I think Twitter Spaces, I still did not accumulate, which was just ending of September to first week of October. I still didn't go to accumulate. I just held on to the old ones that I had since 2018. I didn't bother going to buy more because I did not want to FOMO. I mean, as at then, it was already up almost 4x. It's at $140 or so. So I just left it. I didn't bother trying to FOMO. Yeah, so it's one thing with most of these new projects. Some persons can do it and make money, like Zcash. If someone had FOMO'd at 140, 150, 180, would have still made like some really good money. But that is one of the few times that it wouldn't backfire. If you try that 10 times, it might work only 2 times. The other 8 times, you might end up losing money. So it's not a predictable outcome that you can trust and repeat multiple times. It's more of like peak gambling. Understand? So that's basically it. And some person said that would have done that. Maybe they would have just got in and exited maybe 10% or 20% or so because they will panic. That pump was like this. It wasn't just running all the way up to get, so they would obviously panic. Yeah, so these are like all the questions we'll be taking for today. For those that joined, it's always lovely discussing and looking at the market with you guys. We spent about 40 minutes today. The crazy thing is this thing was planned for just 20 minutes and we're gradually doing almost 40 minutes now. Yeah, so it's always lovely. Please feel free to invite friends, share the link, whether you're watching from X or YouTube, wherever you're watching from. Feel free to share the link to other persons. They should join early, 10 a.m. Drop their questions on time or projects they want us to look at. Like this XAI, I should look at it. So maybe we'll drop some insight on it tomorrow. Again, drop all of those stuff. There are charts they want us to look at. Join early so we can have those things and start looking at it on time before we exhaust all of the time that we have allocated for this. And feel free to also like, follow, share, and subscribe. Especially, I don't know if you have some things.
Well, I don't have much, so let's see how the rest of the day plays out. And yeah, that's it.
All right, so very soon we'll announce a few persons that we should be bringing up. We should do the announcement 2 days before the day we'll have those guests. Yeah, so soon we should start bringing them up, and you should expect to see those announcements. Thanks, guys, and see you guys same time tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Bye.